So I've read this book, Atomic Habits. Credit to the author, James Clear. I've bought this book like a few months ago, and then at that time I was reading Cash Flow Quadrant by Robert T. Kiyosaki, and I was reading it pretty inconsistently because that time I was kind of slacking, so I kept reading it on and off, and then I stopped for a long while, just leaving the book there. It's got dust all over it, and then once I actually got serious, and then I started my dopamine detox, I started to read a lot. So I finished Cash Flow Quadrant, and I went into Atomic Habits. Literally few months after buying it, I finally opened it and read it. So we're gonna talk about the fundamentals, and number one, that is to break down every aspect of the thing that you want to improve. Maybe let's say you want to improve your cycling. Maybe you want to improve cycling. You gotta like break down everything really in detail. Like these minor details can actually make really big differences, because like once you break everything down, you improve everything by 1%, and then you gather it back up. That it actually makes a big difference, right? So you break down, let's say you're gonna break down cycling because you want to improve on it. You gotta change the seat, change the tire, change the gear. But it doesn't only stop there, right? Maybe you gotta change the helmet. You gotta change how low you get onto the bike, so you increase the speed, you decrease the friction against like the wind. Or maybe you even like find the best kind of bed, the best kind of pillow for a biker to sleep, and get enough energy to bike professionally. That all counts. That all counts. Because like if you actually turn these things that you want to improve and make it into a habit, then that's really awesome, because like habits are the compound interest of self-improvement. So the more habits you gather and the more you break it down, the faster and the better you are gonna get on the thing you want to improve, right? So number two, that is to change your identity within you. You want to wish that you become the person you want. So why don't you act like the person who you want to become, right? Does it make sense? So there's identity, process, and outcome. The three layers, right? So what a lot of mistakes done by people is that they start from the outcome layer. They do it right. They do what I mean, like it's not wrong. You're doing the things that are done by like your role model, the person who you want to be, the person who you wish to be. So you do it, you finish it, and then maybe you're in progress, and then slowly you get the identity of the person who you want to become. But why not just start from level 1? Like start by changing your identity. Start by looking at yourself as the role model, as the person who has achieved what you already want, the person who has already become what you want, and reinforce the identity of him or her. And then after you change, you start your process, start by progressing, getting better, and then you have your outcome. Because a lot of people think that they need outcome to change who they are. But if you don't change who you are first and you chase the outcome first, how the fuck are you gonna do it? Like, you're trying to achieve something while you're like, you're not capable of it. You see yourself as a peon. You see yourself as a person like a low level dude. So how are you actually gonna achieve it? So what if you actually just change who you are first? If you look at yourself as a more high value man, but of course don't make it come off as arrogance. If you view yourself as the best, if you view yourself as the greatest, you view yourself as the person who has achieved everything you want, who's rich, who's tall, who's handsome, who's muscular, then maybe achieving your outcome, achieving the thing that you want, achieving your goal, fulfilling your purpose might be a lot easier, right? So the third one, he talks about the 4 simple steps to form good habits or even break bad ones. There's like 2 inversions. So number 1 is the cue. The cue is something that triggers your brain, and then after it triggers your brain, there comes the craving. You want it, you crave for it right now. So after the craving, there comes the response. The response is like you take the action. You actually doing it. You're doing what you crave for. And then lastly, the reward. That is the end goal of every habit or every action, every behavior. You get what you finally want. 4 steps. So example, maybe the cue, you're walking down the street, and then you're walking down the street a few blocks away from your house, and then you smell KFC. You smell KFC. So that becomes the cue. It triggers you, right? And then you crave for KFC. You wanna bite in it. You wanna munch it. So you're craving for it. You want it now, right? There goes the response. You walk into the store. You buy it. Fucking family bucket, bro. You buy it. You buy a KFC, you eat it. And after you eat it, the reward comes. You're finally satisfied. And therefore, walking down the street becomes associated with KFC. So, the more you walk on the street and the more you go and buy the KFC, the more it becomes a habit. The more it becomes more automatic. So, about automatic, your brain is actually capable of focusing on one task. And once you get the habit done, once you get the habit dialed in your core, dialed in your heart, your brain, maybe like every time you finish meditating, you read 10 pages. Every time you finish your cup of coffee, you do 5 push-ups. That's all habits. So the more you do your habits, the more your mind is free of thinking other things, right? So like it's better at doing other things because the subconscious mind takes over doing the habit because you've done it so many times that it's automatic. A lot of things in life is actually based on habits. it can happen in matter of seconds. Like maybe you walk into a dark room, you find, and then it's really dark, you can't see, right? So it triggers your brain. That's the cue. And you want to see. That's the craving. The response, you switch on the light, and the reward you can finally see. That's also a habit. A lot of things is associated with those four steps: cue, craving, response, and reward. So the more you get the more habits you have, the more you can do other things, the more things you can work on. So how to create good habits: the cue, that is to make it obvious. Maybe you want to read more. You're a person who doesn't read that much, so you always bring your book. You always put the book on an obvious spot. Put it on the dining table. Craving, make it attractive. You gotta make the you gotta make the benefits of the book, benefits of reading a book, actually attract you, like make you want to read because you want the benefits from it. Because we what we do, every habit that we do, we don't want the habit itself. I don't want to read. I want the knowledge from the book. I don't want to read. I don't want to meditate, but I want my mind to be calm. I want my mind to be more powerful. We want the reward itself. We don't want the habit itself. And response, what you're gonna do, make it easy. Just make it easy. And then reward, make it satisfying. Make reading a book, getting the benefits, getting the knowledge, make it feel good, right? And so how to break a bad habit, it's literally like the opposite of it. Cue, make it invisible. Try not to put it in obvious spot. Maybe you keep watching television, then just maybe close the television and put it in like another room or something after finishing watching. Craving, make it unattractive. So your mind has to know that watching television too long can actually make your mind unproductive, and then maybe make your body feel lazy. Response, make it hard. So if you keep your television in another room, it's harder to actually take it out, plug in, and then you have to watch it. So it takes more steps to do the bad habit. And the response, sorry, not the response, the reward, make it unsatisfying. Be the person who you are supposed to be. Peace.